Hey there, no matter where you're tuning in from around the world, debt doesn't have to be a lifelong sentence. Yes, and that's why it's important to pay it off fast. Imagine a life without debt as a burden. Think about it. A lot of debt actually causes financial stress, reduced future opportunities, strained relationships, and sometimes you're just paying high interest. Sometimes the issues with debt may be peculiar to you, but I want to assure you that it does not matter where you are currently, whether in total control of this debt or you've lost complete control somewhere in between, or maybe the fear of facing debt is your issue. I have a plan for you, but I'm not going to bore you with the different names of debt paying method. I will jump right into what I have done many times and I have helped many other people implement. Yes, interestingly, before I knew the name of this debt paying method, we used it, my husband and I, over 10 years ago in my home country to pay off debts. Yes, and even paid off our house. Yes. If this interests you, please subscribe, like, and share. What I do here is I share from my experience and that of others so we can grow together. So, paying debt fast is relative, I will tell you that. But if you're consistent with what I will be sharing with you today, you will come back to this video in the future and drop a comment saying, I paid up all my debts. I don't know what form of debt you currently have, but there are various forms of debt, right? We have maybe your personal loan, business debt, credit cards, balances, student loans. It doesn't really matter. One thing is for sure, the weight of debt can feel overwhelming and leading to stress a lot of times. However, you have the ability to pay it off. The first thing I would say is tell yourself, I can do it. I can stay consistent. I can achieve my goal. That's the first step. The next thing is compile a comprehensive list of all your debts. These include credit card balances, student loan, personal loan, or any other outstanding debts you have. But this is what you want to do. You want to be sure to include current balance, minimum monthly payment, interest rate for each debt, and then you organize the list from the smallest to the largest balance. Like what you can see I just did here. You can see I broke it down clearly. So organize yours to look just like this here, right? The next thing you want to do is this. Pay minimum on all debts. To avoid fees, penalty, right? You want to continue paying the minimum monthly payments on all your debts. This ensures that your account remains in good standing while you focus on paying off one debt at a time. What you do is this. You look at your list and determine how much extra money can I allocate towards debt repayment each month. This could be from, let's say, cutting expenses, increasing your income, or a combination of both. But the more you can allocate more funds towards debt repayment, what happens is this: the faster you can pay off all your debts. But there's something I want you to note here. You're attacking the smallest debt first. So what you're doing is you're targeting that smallest debt on the list, just like mine, right? The smallest balance, right? While you now continue to make minimum payment on all the other debts. And remember that you allocate extra payment amount to the smallest debt. Just like this credit card you can see that I have here, that is the lowest debt of $1,500, right? The minimum payment is $50, right? But then the extra payment on this debt is $500, making the total payment $550. One thing I want you to notice is that there's a psychological empowerment process here. When you pay off each debt, you'll get excited, you're happy, right? So one thing you want to try to do at this point is celebrate your win. Yes, not just striking it on the list that you've paid it off. You can do something, give yourself a treat, something that just gets you excited that yes, you're able to pay off this one on your list. Now, the next step in this process is once a debt is paid off, right? You take the total amount you were paying towards that debt. What that means is the minimum payment you were paying, like this, $50, and then the extra $500 on top, like this, right? So I don't know what yours will be, and then apply it towards the next debts. You know what this does? This will accelerate the debt payments, right? So with each successful debt you pay off, you've improved, right? So let's say for this particular debt here, right? After paying off $550 for 3 months, the debt is paid off. This $550 is allocated towards the student loan that had a monthly payment of $100, which now makes this payment $650, right? And so you are paying $650 towards the student loan. Can you see that? You continue this process of paying the debts one by one, starting with the smallest balance and working your way up. As you progress, you will notice your debt balance is decreasing and your momentum will just keep increasing. Another thing you want to do is look at your budget and try to analyze it and see what else you can do, where else you can take out money and allocate towards the debts. I tell you, if you stay consistent with this method, you will completely pay off your debt. And this debt paying method is actually called Snowball. I have used this method in the past. I have taught people how to use this method. I want you to try it. If you've used this method before and you have questions about it, or you just want to share your experience, you can drop it in the comment section. I would love to read what you've done. But if you've never tried it and you have a lot of questions, maybe your debts are more complicated, you can also drop a comment in the comment section and I will reach you, or you can reach out to me via my website, which will also be at the description below. I believe you've learned something and you're going to implement this to pay off all your debts. And you will come back here and drop a comment that you have successfully paid up your debts. I'm waiting and I'll be happy to celebrate this great win with you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember, challenges are just a part of life, right? But guess what? They will pass. And who remain? You. So choose to glow in all seasons of your life.